Hello, friends. Welcome. Salo, Mason, happy home. Today's Friday, April 4, 2025, and it would have been my sister's 68th birthday, but she's passed away, and God rest her soul. And I wonder if other people feel this way. When global events take place, I often wonder how my parents who have passed and my sister would react to the things that are going on. Not just the current events and political events, but technology and the movie stars and things that are here today that weren't when they were alive. And it brings me to the thoughts of how the current events, the events that are taking place right now in our time, are pushing our humanity to the brink as a society, wholly, and as individuals. And by humanity, I mean our moral compasses, our values, our sense of right and wrong, the things that push us to get up and continue each and every day. I think that things have become so extreme that, as they say, you become what you hate. An example being Cory Booker, who apparently hates Nazis because anybody that disagrees with him is a Nazi, and yet he pulled a Hitler and a Mussolini and a Fidel Castro earlier this week when he did a 25-hour speech, because they used to hold people hostage for hours upon hours upon hours, screaming and screeching their rhetoric and talking and just babbling incessantly. Luckily for our politicians, unlike the hapless citizens of those dictators of the past, they were able to get up and leave the room. Because, I saw some people fleeing and I don't blame them. But the point of my conversation today is how the liberals in our country were ranting for 4 years about peace and love and kumbaya, but now they've become deadly terrorists, openly going out and telling other people to join them in murder and bombings and other horrible, horrible things. And then we have these same liberals appalled that the current administration is deporting violent criminals. And they rant and rant that the current administration is inhumane and cruel and monsters because they're deporting murderers and pedophiles and thieves and rapists, assaulters, traffickers, drug dealers. They're appalled that we're putting them on planes and sending them away. And that's where humanity has become toppled. Humanity means to feed the hungry, house the poor, clothe the naked, bring God to those in need, help your neighbor, give them tomatoes from your garden, shovel that elderly relative's driveway after a snowfall. Be kind. Be kind to all beings and all things. That is humanity. And each of us have humanity within us, some a lot more than others. So the question is, where does your humanity end? Where does your humanity draw its line? Well, for me, it's allowing people who are not here lawfully to feed off of our Social Security, our disability, our SNAP, our WIC, our HUD. When legal, lawful people that are born and bred Americans, veterans, children, the mentally ill that are helpless to their disease, when they're living on the streets and we're giving everything to these people who turn out to be vicious, vile people. My humanity's line is drawn right there. I draw the line, my humanity draws a line at violence of any kind, whether it's toward a human being, an animal, a plant, or a car. Violence is violence. And it's been said that we become, if we're not careful, we will become what we hate, what we despise. For 4 years, we listened to rhetoric about love and peace and being kind, rooting for the underdog and lifting the underdog up to the top of the food chain. But they did so passive aggressively. We will love and accept you as you are if you are, for example, transgender or, part of the LGBTQ community. And we will love and be kind and give. But if you're a white person, they shit on you. That's passive aggressive. That's hypocrisy at its peak. I am concerned about our humanity getting to the brink and what's going to happen. Are those Tesla bombers going to start driving down the road and shooting up Teslas and killing innocent people that are in those Teslas? Are they going to firebomb a house that's got a Tesla in the driveway, or they think there's a Tesla in the garage, and they shoot up the house and they kill a baby? If we don't put a stop to it, then we have become them. We have to draw a line at where our humanity ends and our sense of right and wrong and justice begin. And we also have to have priorities, and those priorities are: you put yourself first, because without you, if you are sick and injured or absent, your family will suffer. So you put yourself first, then your family, then your community. If someone broke into your house, you would defend your home and your family at all costs. If a fire broke out, I don't know a single person that wouldn't try to go back for their dog or grandma, unless you set the fire because you want to end them all, I just see a part of our American population on the brink of complete insanity, complete mental break, because they have not define those lines between what you will tolerate and what you won't. And humanity isn't about always doing good for those who can't for themselves. Humanity means that sometimes you have to be tough, be the bad guy, be the one that's going to be the disciplinarian, be the one that's going to say no more. And prioritize those boundaries. So our administration has prioritized the American people and the American land above all other people and other land. And that doesn't mean we don't love them, that we don't want what's best for them, that we wouldn't jump in and help them if needed. But there has to be priority. And that priority is us in the eyes of our current administration. So I want you to think about where your lines are drawn, where your humanity begins and ends, and justice begins for you. And understand that just because, and I'm speaking to the liberal extremists, just because you have ripped the blindfold off of Lady Justice, blinded her with the light of the sun, and thrown her off balance, so her scales are flailing in the wind. Don't think for a second that it's going to be working in your favor. For 4 years, you screamed equality, equity, love, peace. But then when you lost and you didn't get your way, your true colors presented themselves. And for 4 years, you faked your way through a facade of character that simply was not you. You don't have tolerance, you don't have patience, you don't have light and love within you. You are shallow, intolerant, cruel, and violent. And that's why you don't want monsters deported, because you need to have miserable people, bad, cruel people just like yourself, walking among you, so that you can blend into the crowd, so that you can point fingers at someone else, so that you can deny what stares back at you in the mirror. So look in that mirror, consider your own humanity, what it means to you as a person, an individual, and what that means to your family and your community as a whole. And it's okay. It's okay to say you were wrong. It's okay to say that you are repulsed by what is staring back at you from that mirror. That's how we grow and learn, is to peel away the layers of ugly that grow over us through time. And until next time, do good and be good.